my small town. It's just different than coming to live in a bigger city where there's different ethnicities, cultures, and living in a small town like I did. I felt the need to just, I guess, blend in, try to blend in as much as I could, because I knew how how other, I guess, races were looked at, and I just felt like I just didn't really have a voice, I guess, um, and to like speak up for myself, or just like not just like myself as a person, but just as like my culture and like my ethnicity and like who makes me me. That I'm like, whoa, I can't believe that happened to me, and how come, like, why couldn't I respond? How did I not respond to that? But I was 7, like stuff like that, and you just don't know how, because you really don't understand. You think when you're 7, you're like everyone likes each other, like, or that you think that they should like each other, but it's not always like that. My dad, or my adopted dad, is white, and my mom is Mexican. And so just like having them two like together, in my family, like my family's never been anything racist or anything towards us or anything. Um, but like going to town, like there have been a few like stares, and it's just weird and awkward sometimes. And it honestly kind of made me feel ashamed a lot of it. Like I would have to say, like, a lot of, for a long time, for my childhood, my sister, she's very friendly, always wanted to be friends with people. She'd go try to hang out with people, and they just would reject her. And I got fed up. I was like, why don't you want to be my sister's friend? And like, why don't, like, I don't understand. And we were like young, where they're like 3, 4 years old, and I'm just like, you're so young. I don't understand you how you can already decide who you don't want to be friends with and just be so harsh. And so I asked them one day, and I said, why don't you want to be my sister's friend? Like, she's super nice and she's never done anything. Because it like broke my heart to see my friend chasing after all these people and they don't want her. You know what I'm saying? And so they're like, oh, because she's brown. And I'm like, what? So that was like yeah. And so that was like the first, I guess, the first time it like really hit me. Just like different stuff like that throughout my whole childhood has like followed me, I guess, and it just has made me feel, I hate to say this, but it's made me feel ashamed, because like I don't see people like me in like those places. um and even then it's just like I didn't have a friend that like I could just relate to, like, oh well, just like the culture aspect of like that. I don't know how to explain it, that closeness, like that family. I don't know how to explain it, but like usually Mexicans are really like, we stick together, like we're like very family oriented. Like, um, even if you don't even know them, like you can go out to town and you see a Mexican mama, and she just like it's like she adopts you, even though she doesn't know you, and you're just in the checkout line talking. It's stuff like that. They call you mija, stuff like that. And so going from that to like a little town that like does not know about that, and just, yeah, cool, you speak Spanish, but you don't look like them, so it's okay. You can like hang out with us. On the inside, for me, it did get worse, because I was constantly trying to like prove myself, or try to blend in, or try not, like at one point I just pretended like I would forget to like how to speak Spanish, which is really, really dumb of me. Really, not say I pretend to forget, but just like, it's like I just didn't want to have anything to do with it, if that makes sense, of my culture, of like who I am, like stuff like that. Tried to pretend to be someone else just so I could look like everybody else. And though now I feel like this, like everything that's just bringing everything up, of like, I couldn't, and I just feel ashamed. I talked to my mom this past week, and she was like, why are you so like fiery about this? And I told her, I said, because I couldn't speak up for myself, and I couldn't speak up for my kind, I guess you could say. I don't know. And so I, I'm thinking, like, I can't feel exactly everything that they feel, other people, how they get discriminated, or how they feel judged, or how they feel looked at. But I do feel like at least a quarter of it. And so I just feel like my voice is something that I don't know why I'm getting emotional. Oh, I'm gonna try not to cry. I just realized is just my voice is important and just standing up for people regardless of what they look like. So I guess I just started speaking more Spanish. Like I tried to anyways. But now I feel like it's more important to me because like now I'm like really like digging deeper into the history and like I even wanted to go to Mexico. I couldn't go because of Corona, but I really was planning on going to Mexico just to go see my grandma because like I have not seen her in like 5, 6 years, and like all of them and just like so I could just go and just feel that. I've been following a lot of I guess Black creators and just different races, like regardless what they are, like just different. And I guess just trying to educate myself as much as I can. I try to stand up for them online, and I'm not saying like blah 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 blah, like yelling at them through the comments on Facebook, but just like trying to get to the root of like what we're trying to like the vision of it, and like what like the feelings of it, the deep hurt that they've felt or that anyone's really felt, and like racial discrimination, stuff like that. My mom and dad they didn't understand. They're like, why are you acting like this? Like, what's wrong with you? And it's not that there's something wrong with me. It's just that, like I said, I've never stood up for myself, and so I don't want to. I want to stand up for as many people.